Conscious Thought, Episode 60, August 5th, 2025. Insights into perniciously reenacting problems. Christina Herlofson, Synergetics Research Project. If ever there was a time for our intelligently evolving species, humans of a mind on planet Earth, it is at the moment conscious thought begins to realize aspects of the slave mentality imposed on our humanity everywhere in the world. This means to say that the pernicious problem has been going on for millenniums. Its foothold on every newly arriving generation of humans deepens as undercurrents and layers of self-deluding expectations and from cognitive interassociation with essential connections and relatedness to the truths of metaphysical intellect's generalized conceptioning fields of systemic thought. Unwittingly, our humanity has been alienated from any semblance of cognitive correlation to the very design of our individuality in principle and individual evolving potentials throughout one's whole lifetime. We have no idea of the omniscient mind, which is universe's indescribable, all-knowing, eternal mind. So how in the universe could anybody pinpoint the enormity of the complexity that alienates us from knowing it and invalidates curiosity of this eternal mind? Since approximately everyone on Earth today possibly could not measure to the nth degree of relevant connectivity to the order underlying randomness as one default omission. Such mensuration is furthest from our attention spans as contemporary distracting images and messages from absurdly ignorant authorities impress us with supposed higher intelligence. But here we are, suppressed as ever to some degree of helpless hopelessness when one wrong turn of events can devastate all future days of a lifetime. As our novitiate curiosities cognitively educed correlations to rudimentary clarity in the geometry of thinking and freedom from the overextended culminating detrimental influences of the inherited seemingly irresolute problems, let's look at Synergetics figure index. It may never have occurred to us to suppose there must be the essentiality that requires a minimum of 2 pictures, 2 images, for brain minds easily recallable rudimentary education. Once informed of it, though, this could make all the difference in the world, especially when inculcating belief systems historically tend to capture the child's attention span, technically supplanting its inherently inviolable integrity with any or all of the interdependent, interrelating P, R, J, W, B, C, H, M factors of this matrix that accommodates intertransactions between the P, R, J, W, M. Politics, religion, justice, war, belief, complex, hierarchical matrix compares with politics, religion, justice, war, money. Yet in essence, it emanates from the same womb of permitted ignorance millenniums ago. Perhaps it is over-redundant to suggest these two contexts in some way qualifies for a minimum of two pictures, since and after all, the omni-rational purpose of our humanity's coexistence is to reduce the tolerance magnitudes of the reenacting residual inaccuracies of observation and articulation. Consequently, in order for each of us to be aware of developing such insights, naturally, the progress would be unique to the integral design of individual inquisitive propensities, replete with so many potential variables. Consciousness evolution has to begin at some cognitive point. Intellectually, we cannot exclude the emulation factor, since humans are designed to emulate actions, reactions, resultants, for better or worse in the human condition. The ramifying culminations of these complicated problems seems to have ushered in artificial intelligence as but another emulation propensity of the innovating engineering mentality that is fixated on employing human inputs to train its machines that will always be machines, but with such an overpowering presence that apparently is controlled by billionaires, whose millions and billions of dollars can fund these projects. It might as well be an alien invasion from who knows where, controlling the engineers who assume such inventions are required now to ease the burdens and improbable discoveries of the human mind. Had it not been for the 20th century genius of Buckminster Fuller's lifelong determination to discover nature's coordinate system, which involved geodesic and geometric precise measuring to the nth degree of the minimum structural system and astuteness, that there might be many variable contextual parameters. In truth, there is only one generalization. Logically, any of the R factor supposedly one and only deity named by the sound word God, Allah, Jehovah, Jesus Christ, King, among many other sound words, is not the generalization. But for centuries it suffices to satisfy aspects of the dependent personality that loves the simplicity of such adoring emulation, taking it to brain's memory, not realizing the preponderance as further dissuasion, while cultivating a greater involvement with the false premises. In the process, the human brain mind seems prone to cultivate incurious resignation unless some of the indoctrinated populations fail to adapt to the inculcations, because something in the very design of their own integral nature is driven to learn of a conceptual language that is not used by the PRJWBCHM, albeit not having words in childhood to express such intuitive inquiry. Anyway, here we are, tuning into Conscious Thought, episode 60. Encouraged to look into Synergetics figure index. Many of us already realize the closest packing of uniradius spheres are relevant to anticipatory design science reality. So it will be uniquely individual which section of this figure index that is chosen for further inquiry and correlation to our individually initiated cosmic to local information gathering and local problem solving as we conceptually escape from the womb of permitted ignorance. Today at random, I chose figure 321.01 universe as a minimum of 2 pictures. And figure 1032.30 space filling of octahedron and vector equilibrium. I was happy to find this imaginable potential new insights into vector equilibrium, since it is metaphysical physical universe's equanimity model. Naturally, to realize such equanimity in our world, metaphysical intellect's generalizing conceptioning requires astute correlations, topological, geometric, geodesic models for correlating the concept equanimity to consciously coordinated systemic thought. See Synergetics 443.01 vector equilibrium as equanimity model. Until next time, thank you from Christina Herlofson.